guided to this for a reason. And that reason is not a coincidence. There is a subtle, powerful rearrangement happening just beneath the surface of your world. You can't articulate it, but you can feel it. A quiet tension, a sense of anticipation, like the feeling in the air just before the first snow of winter. You are standing at the edge of a profound shift. What I am about to share is not theory or wishful thinking. It is a map of a sacred process, a sequence that reliably precedes a quantum leap in one's life. Most people miss these signals entirely because they are looking for something loud and external. But the most profound changes begin with a whisper. You are likely already in the first stage. The first phase of this sequence is the great unraveling. This is where the life you have known begins to gently come apart at the seams, not through a sudden catastrophe, but through a quiet, systematic loosening of threads. You may notice that relationships which once felt foundational now feel strangely distant. Conversations that used to energize you now leave you feeling drained, as if you are trying to communicate through thick glass. This is not you drifting away from people. This is your soul demanding a new kind of resonance, a deeper quality of connection. Your career might begin to feel like a costume that no longer fits. The ambitions that once drove you now feel hollow. The environment that once felt secure now feels restrictive. You find yourself gazing out of windows, a deep, unnamed longing pulling at you. Old comforts and habits lose their power. The media that used to distract you now feels like noise. The routines that once structured your days now feel like a cage. Most people resist this phase with all their might. They try to sew the old threads back together, forcing conversations, clinging to jobs, and doubling down on routines that have lost their life force. But the unraveling is not something to be fought. It is a sign of growth. Imagine a snake as it prepares to shed its skin. The old skin doesn't fall away because it is weak or flawed. It is shed because the snake has grown too large for it. The process is uncomfortable, even vulnerable, but it is the only way for the snake to continue its life. This unraveling is your own soul telling you that you have outgrown the confines of your old reality. Life is clearing away what is merely familiar to make space for what is truly aligned. The second phase is the quickening. This is where your entire sensory and intuitive system begins to operate at a higher frequency. Colors may appear more saturated, music more evocative, nature more breathtakingly beautiful. Mundane moments become charged with a poetic significance. Your intuition, however, sharpens most dramatically. You begin to know things without a logical explanation. You can sense the underlying current in a room, the unspoken truth in a conversation. You are guided by a powerful inner compass that proves to be unerringly accurate. Your dreams become more vivid, symbolic, and instructive. You may wake with the solution to a problem you had given up on, or with a feeling of having visited a place that feels more real than your waking life. The veil between your conscious and subconscious mind thins in the most beautiful way. This quickening has a vital purpose. It is recalibrating your entire nervous system for the reality that is coming. Think of a deep-sea submarine preparing to surface after years in the dark, crushing depths. Its sensors, designed for darkness and high pressure, must be retuned to process the overwhelming brightness and different frequencies of the surface world. This period of heightened sensitivity is your own system acclimatizing to a new atmosphere. You are not becoming unstable. You are becoming more perceptive, more alive, more capable of navigating the subtle energies of your new world. The third phase is where the process becomes truly magical. This is the stage of the echoes of tomorrow. You begin to receive brief, fleeting glimpses of the life that is being prepared for you. These are not full-blown manifestations, but rather tastes, scents, and sounds of your future self. You might overhear a conversation about a topic you were just dreaming of, giving you a flash of insight into a new passion. You might feel a sudden, inexplicable wave of peace in the middle of a chaotic day, an echo of the inner state that will soon be your baseline. You might meet a person who embodies a quality you are developing, serving as a living preview of who you are becoming. These echoes are not coincidences. They are deliberate psychic breadcrumbs designed to build your capacity to recognize your new reality when it arrives in full. And here is where most people falter. They try to grasp these echoes and force them into being. They feel a spark of connection and try to build a monument out of it. They have a moment of clarity and try to write a life plan based on it. But this stage is not about taking action. It is about cultivating recognition. It is like learning a new language. At first, you only recognize a word here and there. You don't try to have a full conversation. You simply train your ear to identify the new sounds. These echoes are training your soul to recognize the language of your future. They are also a test of trust. Can you receive these glimpses with gratitude and curiosity without needing to control them? Your response determines how gracefully you move into the final phase. Because what comes next is the most challenging part of the journey. This is the shadow of the threshold, and it is where most people turn back, just as the door is about to open. Right before your new reality can fully anchor, the entirety of your old identity will rise up to cast a great shadow. This resistance does not come from the outside world. It comes from the deepest, most primitive part of your own psyche that is terrified of the unknown, even a beautiful unknown. This internal resistance is a master of disguise. It will use your own intelligence against you, presenting perfectly logical reasons to stay small. It will dredge up every past failure as evidence. It will whisper that you are being arrogant, that your dreams are unrealistic, that you should be content with the safety of the familiar. This shadow will also project itself onto the people around you, not because they are malicious, but because your light challenges their comfort. As you begin to vibrate with a new frequency, it creates a dissonant hum in those who are committed to their own stagnation. They may unconsciously try to pull you back into old dynamics, questioning your new path or reminding you of who you used to be. During this phase, doubt will feel more real than faith. You will question every sign, every echo. You will wonder if you have been inventing meaning where there is none. This is the moment most people retreat. The pressure of the shadow feels too great, the light of the threshold too distant. They convince themselves they were foolish to believe. But if you are still here, it is because some part of you knows you have come too far to turn back. The size of the shadow is directly proportional to the brilliance of the light that is casting it. The more intense the internal resistance, the more magnificent the breakthrough that lies just beyond it. This shadow is not a sign you are on the wrong path. It is the final confirmation that you have arrived at the very door. Navigating this phase requires you to expect it. Recognize the shadow not as an enemy to be fought, but as the final gasp of an identity you have outgrown. Use its energy as fuel. The more it pushes, the more power you have to propel yourself across the threshold. Remember that this shadow is temporary. It is a phantom. The question is not if you will get through it, but if you will let it shrink your vision before you do. During this final phase, your perception of time may warp. Moments may stretch into eternities, yet weeks will fly by in a blur. This is your consciousness learning to exist in two realities at once. The one you are leaving and the one you are entering. You are not just stepping into a new life. You are becoming a new person. Someone who can sustain it. Someone who can create with it. Someone who can bless the world with it. The person you have been is dissolving, and the person you were always meant to be is being born. So if you recognize these patterns, the unraveling, the quickening, the echoes, the shadow, unfolding in your life, then you must understand the significance of this moment. You did not find this by chance. You were led here because you are ready to see the map. Ready to trust the intelligent, sacred process that has been guiding your transformation all along. Every challenge has built your capacity. Every doubt has deepened your faith. Every time you almost let go but didn't, you sent a clear signal to the universe that you are ready. Your breakthrough is not just possible, it is inevitable. The signs are confirming that everything is unfolding in perfect, divine order. Trust the process. Trust yourself. You were meant to see this right before it all happens. Because when it does, you will understand that every single moment was a perfect step leading you home.